What's going on, guys? I'm sure you have been hearing the story circulating. I just did the story about the bank shooting where 5 people literally died. And within the same week, you had this story happen. So this is coming from Yahoo.com. Louisiana murder suspect caught at Grandma's Virginia home by by AP Rebecca Stantana, Associated Press. Gonzalez, Louisiana AP. A man suspected of killing his parents and 3 other people, including a girl he was dating, was arrested Sunday when he showed up at his grandmother's house in Virginia. A sheriff there said on Saturday Dakota Theriot, 21, shot and killed 3 people. The woman believed to be his girlfriend, her brother, her father, in Louisiana's Livingston Parish before taking her father's truck, driving to neighboring Ascension Parish, and shooting his parents. Jesus Christ. Authorities said Theriot's grandmother, who lives in Warsaw, Virginia, had checked into a hotel Saturday night because she feared he might show up at her house. Richmond County Sheriff Stephan B. Smith said in a phone interview the woman asked authorities to check her home Sunday morning to make sure it was safe before she returned. While deputies were there, Smith said Theriot, however, drove up. Jeez. He had a gun on him, but he dropped it and was taken into custody without incident, Smith said. So he had a gun on him, didn't, and he got taken in alive. Okay. Theriot will be brought back to Ascension Parish to be booked on 2 counts of first-degree murder, home invasion, and illegal use of weapons, according to a statement by Ascension Parish Sheriff Bobby Webry, okay, and Livingston Parish Sheriff Jason Ard. Smith said he believes the truck Theriot was driving when he arrived at his grandmother's house was the one taken in Louisiana. Authorities have identified the victims in Livingston Parish as Billy Ernest, 43, Tanner Ernest, 17, and Summer Ernest, 20. R said Summer Ernest and Dakota Theriot were in a relationship and that Theriot had been living with her family for a few weeks. Authorities earlier identified the other 2 victims as Theriot parents, Keith, 50, and Elizabeth Theriot, 50, of Gonzalez. So he shot and killed his parents too. They were shot in their trailer on Saturday morning. Okay, so they lived in a trailer home. The father was gravely injured at the time we found him and has since passed away. Webb, Jesus Christ, I'm gonna just say W, said late Saturday, but before he died, W said authorities were able to get a dying declaration found him, and only enough information to let us know that it was his son that committed this act. A woman who lived in the Theriot said Dakota had a loving relationship with his mother but argued, sometimes violently, with his father. Kim Minks was in the house when the shooting happened but didn't hear anything. She was awoken Saturday morning by law enforcement officers who came into her room and woke her up. They said something terrible happened here. Get dressed, get up, get dressed, and walk outside, she said. She and Jacob Chaston, whatever, a friend who also lived in the trailer, returned to the trailer Sunday morning. Mank said she known Keith and Elizabeth Theriot for about 2 years and described them as a wonderful couple. Give you the shirt off the back. They loved everybody, never met a stranger, loved each other, just a happy couple, she said. But they said Dakota Theriot, who, god damn it, had struggled with drugs over the years and had recently been kicked out of the trailer. We know he had a drug problem. He got kicked out last Monday. Because of the drug problem, his dad kicked him out of here. He did have violent streaks, he hurt his dad, Mink said. Associated Press writers Kate Brumback in Atlanta and Jonathan Drew in Raleigh, North Carolina contributed to this report. So this guy whose face that you can see in the thumbnail, or this right here, he killed his girlfriend, their parents, and I believe both of his parents. And he was taken in alive. But I don't know if the media blast this, because if I put this into Google, you would barely see anything about it. And you know, I don't know if CNN, the big news media, are reporting on this, but at the end of the day, this guy committed a very atrocious act, and he deserved to be thrown under the prison for it. And you know, rest in peace to his victims. You know, he killed his parents. They were innocent, as the story described, and they never did anything. They were good people, as the story describes, as the article describes. But you know, you do wrong, you gotta pay for it. Again, rest in peace to the victims of the shooting. It's just sad that sometimes you can't even trust your own family member. That's why I always say be careful of those within our community and outside of our community. Mostly within our community, because we never know what they're up to. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe, share the video. I'll talk to you in the next one.